Welcome at Bawashiri once again. So this is Bawashiri programming. Now this is part 2. Remember in part 1 we came up with this GUI, graphical user interface, but it has no, only entries can be done, but these buttons have no specific functionality. So in this part therefore we are going to see how to give our buttons functionalities without a wastage of time. So there we go. Now allow me to zoom this text so that you can see very clearly. Now we have, these are our buttons here. Have the exit button, the login button, and the delete button. So how do we give the functionality to our buttons? I'm going to come somewhere up here. I'm just going to first say from Tkinter import something called a message box. Now this message box, we are going to see what it is used. It helps us to tell us some information. When we are wrong, when you're correct, we go and you will see. So I'm going to define some function. So when you click define, I'll just say enter. It's going to bring the function name. The first one, I'm going to call it exit. Now this function exit, I'm just going to say root.destroy. Are we seeing? So that is already a finished function. Is going to help to destroy our app. Now when I copy this word exit, my program already knows it, that it carries out the destruction process. I'm going to come here to exit button. I'm going to add, now don't add here in the greeting function, add here in the stating function. I'm going to add some future code command. Now this is what happens. This command is now what happens when you press the button, and I'm going to give the command equals exit. I'm giving it exit because I have already described it here. So let's see, when I run this one and I press here the exit, you see my app goes away. Now I'm going to define another function. Press enter. Function name, I'm going to call it delete. Now what happens if I press this delete button? Okay, I'm going to say in our widgets, remember we have what we call username entry. That one I'm going to say dot delete. Username dot entry, I mean username entry dot delete. Here's good spelling. Then I will say 0, end. What does 0, end mean? It means it deletes everything from the 0 position up to the end position of the entry box. I'm going to just copy this one and paste. And now this one, instead of username entry, it is password entry. Oh, okay, let me just type. It gives me here password entry. I say enter. So also what happens, before I have to give our delete button that command, which is here. So I'm going to also to give it a command equals delete. So now when we run, when I happen to type here something and I tap here something, but it is not the correct information I want, I just say delete, it goes out, and I retype now my real information that I want. But Bawashiri is still, I mean login is still unfunctional. That is one remaining function to define. Okay, so I'm going to define here a function and call it login. Now here login, let me just set a static password which does not change, but in the future videos we shall see how we can be changing our passwords. So here I'm going to say real username equals username entry dot get. What does this mean? I have a variable called the real username, and this real username is going to be getting the information that I put in my username entry, where I'm supposed to put the username. Are you seeing? Then I'm also going to have something with this word real username or real password. You can use any that you want, but here password entry, you must use the very one you used to name the entry box for password. So .get. This one is also going to store the password that is going to be stored in that entry box of the password. Now if we say if, or what is if? Okay, we go on. This is just statements of programming. So we say if real username, if real username equals, now use double equal sign. If real username equals, I'm going to start a static pass username bawashir. That means it will not be able to be changed, but in the future we shall see how to design softwares that we are able to change the passwords. So, and a real password equals, can say 1 2 3 4. Then what happens now? If real username equals this and password equals this, something will happen. Now what if that something does not happen? What if that's not the case? We have something called else. Now if not that, we are going to say message box. Are you seeing the advantage why I imported message box app? Let me show you the reason why I did from Tkinter import message box to help me here. Tell someone that message box.show error, in brackets its title will be login, and the information is going to show, it's going to say wrong username or password. Oh, what's this? Username or password. Are you seeing? So it's going to give us this wrong username or password. But now when the password is correct and the username is correct, remember you have not designed, we are going to have another pop-up of the window, and we are going to call it, let me just call it new window equals. Now here a new window in Python, we just use something called top level when that is Tkinter. Now also we are going now to start giving it different attributes. We are going to say new window dot title, can just call it also, what was our initial title? Login app, just like that. We are going also to give it new window dot config, and that one I'm going to give it a background color of light blue. What else? New window dot geometry, now that is the size dot geometry, the size and the positioning. I'm just going to have 600 times 400, that's the size. Then a positioning of around 400 plus 200, that's the position on the screen where our new window should come. Now our new window, I'm going to give it something like a label, so I can call it even just heading equals label. Now here label widget, and it's going to be in new window. So now again this is a new container, and it's going to have a text of hello world. This is the lovely text of programmers, a text of hello world. And now here someone was like, why don't we change the font? First of all, I'm going to give it an FG. The text is going to be in black. Then it's going to have a background color the same as the container, and that is light blue. Oh, it is hiding. That's light blue. Again, I'm going to have some future. Now that is font. This time let me use something called Algerian. Are we there? Then Algerian, I'm going to give it size 20. I'm just going to make it a bit bold. What else? I'm going now to place heading dot grid. Remember, this is a new container, so I can start my rows afresh. Row 1 and column equals 1. Now I'm going to position it. I'm going to position it at a padding of x 200, or pad x equals 200, and pad y equals 150. Please, the one who is not understanding how we are designing this, please visit part 1. You see what is pad x, pad y, row 1, column 1, and so that is what is going to happen. In case our password is Bawashir, our username is Bawashir, and password is 1234, this one is going to pop up, and after popping up, it's going to delete. We copy this one. After popping up, it's going to help us and delete our widgets. Control V. Now Python is indent sensitive. Make sure that this indenting is properly. It's going to delete our entries. So let's try and run this one. We see, oh, we have keyword repeated argument FG. Oh, so this one is supposed to be BG, not FG. So when we run, you see, now when I say login, no, I've not given the function yet. Here the function is login, so I'm going to give our button, login button, I'm going to give it a command equals login. Is it that one? Yes. So when we run, when I click here, oh, wrong username or password, because you have not entered. So when I put the password Bawashir, I mean the username Bawashir, then I put the password. Let me show you here the password properly. 1 2 3 4. I said login. Wow, you see the hello world that appears now on our hello world. The login app and the icon, they are still the old one. So what I'm going to do, we change only that one. We come here and we say new window dot icon bitmap. It is Bawashir. Oh, what is it? Dot icon. New window dot icon bitmap Bawashir dot icon. When we run that one, so I put here Bawashir, then I put here password. I like showing you the password. One, it is here 1 2 3 4. Login. Oh, icon bitmap. Here it is not perfect. What is the error? Bawashir is not defined. So we just need to put it in quotations around there. So now we run. Here I have Bawashir and my password 1234. Login. You see, a very nice hello world window appears with our icon, with our title. When I delete this, we go back to our login. So when I put in something else, when I put in here password something else and say login, wrong username or password. Thanks for watching. See you when you see me in other tutorials. Please, there are 2 parts. Check out the link for part 1 in the description and continue with this part 2 and get to know where you don't understand properly. Please, the comments are free. You can post out your comment and we see how to help each other. So Python is all that simple. You see, just this simple code here, you come up with such a hectic, such a useful app like this one, a graphical user interface, from a library which is inbuilt called Tkinter. See you when you see me.